say I'm all that you need. You've got a trick up your sleeve. You just keep rolling on and on. Keep on singing the same old song, but I know where you really belong. Give it up wherever you go. Give it up, you're never alone. Give it up wherever you go. Give it up, you're already home. You say you want to believe. You never get on your knees, no. You just keep rolling on and on. Keep on singing the same old song, but I know where you really belong. Give it up wherever you go. Give it up, you're never alone. Give it up wherever you go. Give it up, you're already home.
Hello. Hello. Sorry for being away for a few weeks. It is good to be with you. It's been cool keeping in touch, and thank you to the road crew via social media as well. So sorry for no live stream for the last 3 weeks due to personal situation. But yeah, it's good to be with you. I'd love to know how you are, whether you are returning, whether you are here out of simple boredom or pure accident and what the hell's going on. Welcome. Whoever you are, wherever you are, and however you are, whatever's going on for you, just hopefully a safe space in which we can share the good stuff, the challenging, difficult stuff, concerns, hopes, all to in the context of heavy music, alternative lifestyle and culture. Welcome. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome here if you're she, he, we, or they. You're welcome here if you're gay, straight, or working it out. You're welcome here if you're in a relationship, single, divorced, or widowed. You are welcome here if you're inked, pierced, both, or neither.
You're welcome here if you're young.
Or young at heart.
You're welcome here if your neurons like to be typical or like to be spicy. You're welcome here if you're more Christian than Colin from Witch Hazel or haven't got the whole faith thing yet.
You are welcome here if you're living on a prayer or could use a prayer right now. You are welcome here if you've got it all sorted, or if you've got doubts. You are welcome here.
This is indeed true. Thank you, Ellie. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. I should explain more later. Isabel, dude, I'm sorry. Man, I'm sorry you just have this stuff. But I hope you are recovering. Sorry if it's slow, but I shall share more under the choose and chat in giving thanks, but saying choose and chat because it's more Viking, because it's Old Norse and therefore it's inherently more metal, right? Yes, it is. Yeah, but it's good to be with you. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's been. I think this is we haven't done anything for 2 weeks. So yeah, I've just been really occupied with something else going on, and so yeah, I haven't caught up on the social stuff. So thank you to the Road Crew for doing that. And yeah, so I don't know how you are, people. Thank you for asking it for me, but how are you? I know Isabel shared how she is, so it's good to be able to connect. Yeah. While you recover and keep in touch. Yeah, but I'd love to hear in a comment on Facebook or YouTube how you are, particularly if there's starting with stuff that is cool, even if you are recovering from illness, even if you've had other stuff that's not been cool and been heavy in a non-metal good way that you are dealing with. Hopefully there's something that's kind of been okay, that's lifted your soul, your spirit. Yeah, I'd love to hear what that is as we encourage each other to keep on keeping on. So yeah, please let us know. While we no, not yet. No, sorry. It's the night ritual. We haven't done our ritualistic gathering. Let's do that in a sort of suitably gothic way. I'm going to turn my light out for it. Oh, let us gather.
As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night. For those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is left. From near and far come as you are to this place and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you. Of water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here, you, me, and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine.
Hello, Hild. All right, yeah. She's been. She's Hild's found a really cool YouTube sort of meme. It's a short. I don't know why I went down a rabbit hole recently of I was listening to Rest is History and the series on Joan of Arc or Jeanne d'Arc. Even though I think technically her name was Jeanette or Jeanette. And so it was in the period of the 100 Years' War. And in the midst of all of that, obviously, or towards the latter part of that, is the War of the Roses, House of Yorkshire, like any other house, but better, because it's in Yorkshire, and the House of Lancaster. Ooh, although, yay, I am Lancastrian. I was born in Manchester. And of course, Witch Hazel are from that hallowed side of the Pennines. Also steeped in Plantagenet history as a band and their kind of aesthetic as well. And, John O'Gaunt. But this, searching that on YouTube, obviously threw other things into my stream. And I saw this brilliant reconstruction of the War of the Roses with a box of Lancaster tea on the table, at which point a whole box of Yorkshire tea just goes and sends a Lancastrian one flying, which I thought was very amusing. Hill particularly. I also cried in my non-alcoholic beer as a Lancastrian as well. But anyway, enough wiffle waffle. Whiffle waffle. It did so, my friend. It did so. So, yeah, I think we say hello to everybody. Yeah. So, yeah, what's cool? What are you thankful for? Yeah, whether you are chillaxing with a cat on your lap, or whether you're in the middle of work or doing homework or getting ready to go out, getting ready to go to do work stuff, doing stuff that's part of volunteering you do, whatever you are doing. How have things been this last few weeks? Is there something you want to share that has been cool, something you've done, something you've seen, something you've experienced that's kind of made you feel cool? A chance to think and to get typing on Facebook or YouTube while I show you this, to create that opportunity to do so. Yes, it's like I planned it this time. Ha!
Hear the crowd as we roar. See the eagle, it soars. Wind and rain, refresh once more. From fear, hope redefined. We will not be denied. For are we yet alive? The threefold name, and rekindle the flame. Faith, hope, and love they remain. The song shall stay the same. Indeed. Like it's all gone too, shall we be downcast too? Or stand shield to shield, together in the field? We refuse to yield. Steadfastly holding the line, for love wins in eternity's time. We keep pressing forward until the last, and our cry shall be forever. Juice
Attack, innit? Because it's like, thank you. But in Old Norse, which is inherently more Viking, therefore more metal. Wow. I'm a whole seasons of Vikings. Is it still called Vikings? The prequel one from the main Viking series. I'm a whole series behind. I hadn't realised that. And also, did anybody else watch, was it Conqueror? The BBC drama on sort of the Norman descendants of the Vikings invasion of Saxon Britain, England. Didn't watch that. Still not watch that either. I don't know if Viking historic drama. So I shall yes, wrap myself in my witch hazel banner from the Pentecost albums. It's got the kind of sword, very Albion-esque, put into the field of wheat. So I shall wrap myself in that and watch some of that later on. Yes. So, dude, Retro Rambles. Yeah. So thankful for it is the weekend, indeed. So. And yeah, so it's been a tough week at work, my friend, and I hope you can do some chill stuff. Well, it sounds like you are doing. I hope your cat is all right as well. And yeah, take it easy, my friend. Yeah, I shall be, I think over the weekend enjoying a couple of sort of nighttime exploratory videos that I like to watch. People going to historic, often buildings and exploring them. That's quite cool. I like doing that. I like watching that. And King and Conqueror. Yeah, King and Conqueror. Thank you, Rachel. It was good. Brilliant. I think it's a bit of history that I love, and I think I've delayed doing it in case it's not very good. And I don't know if anybody's been down to Battle of Hastings. That wasn't in Hastings. It's a place called Battle. I think named for what happened there, rather than going, this is a place here on the map called Battle. Oh, I've got a cunning idea. Oh, it'd be really cool. I think named for that, but slightly outside of Hastings. That was an amazing day. In the Dark Age warband that was part of, not in a literal sense, and not with the time machine either. That would be cool. Probably more scary actually. In a much safer reenactment kind of way, they would do visits to the annual kind of recreation of the Battle of Hastings, which is an amazing thing to be part of and to watch as well, kind of bringing that to life. Sadly, somehow, after nearly 1,000 years, over 1,000 years. No. Yes, over 1,000 years. Darn Normans still seem to win every year. Oh dear. Yeah, cool. I shall watch that. Thank you, Rachel. And yeah, I'm sorry to hear that you are not doing well, Isabel. I'm glad, because if you were recovering, I recognise that's perhaps happening slower than you would want it to. But glad that it's happening. And I am thankful for people's care and concern. Thank you, Ellie. Bless you. So without going into too much detail, the mother of metal, the metal matriarch, was rather ill, very ill, and so that's kind of been a thing for 2 weeks. But I am extremely thankful to medical staff, and having a car, and just being able to visit them and support them, and to just thankful for the support of other people around in that process, and amazing medical staff. I'm just hats off for who they are and how they are, even everything else that they're dealing with, just the way in which I saw them offering care and support. It's just amazing. And what was nice was, so there's this thing in the Metal Bible that talks about perhaps there are, we kind of should treat people with respect and care, because maybe, and offer hospitality and things like that, and try and care for people in our own way as best we can, whether we do that for a living profession, vocation, or whether it's something we do in our daily lives, in our family, school, work, whatever, people we encounter. Because maybe we have entertained angels without realizing it, who are messengers from God in that process. And I perhaps observed a bit of that, maybe. So there was somebody who went to the medical place where the matriarch of metal was, and this person kind of shared that they go there not because they were seeing somebody else in that medical setting. They went there because they could not afford to heat where they are, and so they go to somewhere that is open pretty much 24 hours a day, and they can't, it's a warm space for them to be in, and they go to different warm spaces run by churches and other faith groups, and non-faith groups indeed, within the community. This particular place is where they go, and I saw them every day over the last few weeks. And staff there kind of obviously recognised this person and said hello, and some people bought them a cup of tea. Was it from Yorkshire? No, Hild. Just Hild, shut your ears. No, it wasn't. It was from another place further away from the Pennines. Sorry, but Hild, it was very close to kind of where your Saxon kind of forebears were. Well, to be fair, no, it was kind of post that. But anyway, it was had you lasted till the Normans invaded, then actually you would have your Saxon descendants did some good defending around there. So, it might not be tea from Yorkshire, but it's still an all right place. Hild, is that all right? Yeah, all right. Okay, so keep your ears shut. And you might think this person's going there because that's what they needed to do. And it was interesting was this person would kind of nod and smile, and sometimes if then you'd engage people in conversation, and ask about why you might be in this medical setting, asked about loved ones, thinking this person is saying I'm here because I need this, because I need somewhere warm, but actually going you're doing this sort of really gentle caring thing of listening, and okay, maybe you're an angel. I don't know, but maybe they felt that people who were supporting him, buying them cups of tea or whatever, that they were angels. So you kind of go, there's all this cool stuff going on without perhaps us realising it. Ooh. Anyway, thank you for sharing what this day has made Yao say, Chusen Tak. And maybe there's been something less than cool, something heavy, not in a good way, a few of the last 3 weeks, I think. Kind of illness, but for me, but for the matriarch of metal, that's been, it's all very serious. Well, that's been tough. I'm also thankful to be perhaps when we decided that. It's wow. But recognizing, challenging stuff at work, or if you yourself are ill, Isabel, and recovering from that, and it's happening slowly. But there's stuff that we want to acknowledge is tough, and that's okay too. So there's anything we want to acknowledge as being heavy and not in a cool metal way, whether it's illness, whether it's stuff at work that's been a lot to deal with, whether it's interpersonal stuff, whether it's whatever it is. Just a chance to acknowledge it, and maybe by acknowledging it in some way it's kind of outside of us and we get a different perspective on it. And it doesn't, certainly in my experience, it helps it not spin around constantly inside my own head, and have that almost debilitating or overwhelming impact that sometimes things can do. An opportunity to lay some stuff down if that's helpful. So I'll play this to give us time to share in a Facebook comment or a YouTube comment.
As the light fades from sight, all is lost into darkest night. Sticks and stones, also kings and thrones. Come
I believe. Oh no, that's not right. No, sorry. No, wrong bit. I'm doing it 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I need to pray this next. So let's acknowledge those things while we share in these words together. And again, as always, if you are on public transport or in a public place, feel free to do so as loudly as you like in your best sort of either kind of screamo, death metal, Bruce Dickinson impression. Just for gigs and shiggles.
The principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down.
And now, I believe that as we do, the divine, the metaphysical, the universal force of love and justice, inclusion and welcome, a word for that might be God, comes running out to meet us in the form of Jesus of Nazareth, the original long-haired, bearded dude, saying, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, even if you don't like Iron Maiden, but why wouldn't you? And I will give you rest. May rest, peace, recuperation, wholeness, hope, comfort be yours in whatever way you need it in this moment. I'm with you." Amen, which just means, yeah, cool, let it be. Not the Beatles song, just like an agreement. Yes, I agree. Okay. And now, a reading from the Bible, which is metal. The Metal Bible. I can't find the thing for this. What have I done with that? I don't know. Anyway, I don't think we've got a kind of Metal Bible. The Metal Bible. The Metal Bible, so metal it is made of paper. So this is from the first letter historically in kind of Christian church tradition linked to John. Chapter 5, 12 verses. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ, which just means the Lord or God's anointed one or sent one, has been born of God. And everyone who loves the parent loves the child. By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and obey his commandments. For the love of God is this, that we obey his commandments, God's commandments. Don't have to use gendered words, gendered things, pronouns. And God's commandments are not burdensome, for whatever is born of God conquers the world. King and conqueror, there we go. Conquers the world, our faith. And this is the victory that conquers the world, our faith in God. Who is it that conquers the world but the one who believes that Jesus is the Christ, the Lord, the anointed one sent by God? This is the one who came by water and blood, Jesus Christ. So, born of Mary. Blood in the human physical sense of birth, but also water, baptized by John, who was kind of sent to prepare the way for Jesus. So saying, oi, these unjust ways in which you are living, turn around from them, repent, and kind of look to God, to life, to love, to justice, to peace, and kind of align your values and the way you live accordingly, and be ready for the kingdom of justice and peace, the kingdom of heaven coming near, coming to this world and this earth through the person of Jesus. So water, baptized, and the receiving of God's Spirit, and then Jesus goes out and ministers in the power of that Spirit. If we receive human testimony, the testimony of God is greater, for this is the testimony of God, that he has testified to the Son. Those who believe in the Son of God have the testimony in their hearts, because it's a faith thing, right? Those who do not believe in God have made him a liar by not believing in the testimony that God has given. So we kind of, this thing about sin, naughty, but also, I know I am held, but actually maybe people have this view of perhaps God as, sitting on a cloud with a big beard. I mean, it's not wrong with a big beard, or sitting on clouds, to be fair, if you can manage it. I wish my bottom falls through it. And hey, you get off my cloud. This is God's cloud. It's all in the cloud. iCloud. Other clouds are available. So number one daughter. I don't know. What was I saying? So perhaps people have this view of God who sits on a big cloud and zaps people with lightning to be naughty, when in fact maybe sinful, which is like a Christian word for doing naughty things. But maybe, another interpretation or understanding of the word sin is that actually it's the stuff that separates us, that gets in the way of our relationship of love and of life and of peace and of justice with a kind of divine maker whose image we carry and represent in who we are, fearfully and wonderfully made, but also it gets in the way of that positive relationship with each other, whether that's within families, friendships, between colleagues, power struggles, all that sort of stuff, right up to the way nations behave to each other. So maybe actually it's not God who does the judging, it's actually God going, dude, just kind of like love each other and focus on peace and wholeness and what's good for people and for creation and justice. But we kind of, we're human. Therefore, we want to make sure that we're all right. We want to make sure that we have everything that we need, even if perhaps other people then suffer as a consequence, whether that's sweatshops, slave trade, right up to, as long as I'm getting my pay, I don't really care if the person who cleans the toilet earns enough to realistically live on, whilst trying to be a parent and having 6 jobs that they have to work to make ends meet. All of that. Maybe it's us that do that, and so we judge ourselves and separate ourselves from what it is to be fully human, which is perhaps that sense of connection with others, with the divine, with creation, with hope, with life, with love, with justice. So this is the testimony. God gave us eternal life, so life in all its fullness, and this life with his Son, Jesus, the Lord, the anointed, the sent one by God. Whoever has the Son, so whoever believes that, I guess, about God, about Jesus, has life. And maybe if we choose not to accept God, then, we're choosing to live our own life, but perhaps we are missing out on something bigger and better. And it is faith, And in the Jewish way, it's not just faith and kind of crossing your fingers, hoping to win the lottery, then realizing you haven't bought a ticket, or expecting God to randomly kind of do it for you. And God's going, but dude, meet me halfway, at least buy a ticket. Maybe there are, we're just focusing on ourselves, food, clothing, warmth, shelter, those basic human needs that surely we all absolutely need before we can even consider all the sort of like higher stuff that's a bit sort of perhaps navel gazing about, very much realised or sort of fully realised and fulfilled person, which of course we do, because we've all got this creativity within us, whether you maths, whether it's caring for others, whether it's photography, whether it's music, whether it all this stuff that allows us to express things and experience things over and above that physical need for food, shelter, clothes, warmth. But actually, unless we have those basic things, then we haven't got space to achieve that. And maybe if we are focusing so much on ourselves to the detriment of others, perhaps we're missing out on a bigger experience of life, which I believe the divine, the other, the metaphysical, the all-parent offers us as part of this good creation and this one human race. So that's the reading for today. I don't know what you think to that. I don't know if there's anything that makes sense. Anything that doesn't make sense, feel free to post me a question and I will find someone who knows what they're talking about to answer it. But I do like this. I don't know, this feels quite metally to me. Everyone who believes has been born of God's spirit, if you like. And if you kind of love the all-parent, the source of all being, whatever word you use for that, then perhaps you love the one that was sent, so Jesus. So we love the children of God. We kind of love human beings. We are made in God's image. The bit that is, where is it? This is the one who came by water and blood and the Spirit. That's like 3 verses of a song in my head. We need to work on that. Anyway, that sounds quite metal. And blood and water and Spirit. But maybe also Spirit, you could say fire. So maybe, Spirit, water, fire. It has nothing to do with anything. I just like the way it sounded. I'm sorry. But I don't know. Do you see yourself as that? Do you see yourself as just this thing that is, born of blood, born of matter, or born of literal physical human conception, and which we all are, obviously, and that's it? Do you think we have something that might be termed spirit, soul, that thing? Maybe for me, maybe it's that thing that when you hear a bit of music and you go, wow, or when a piece of music expresses a feeling that you haven't been able to express, whether it's rage at a situation that is so unjust, or whether it's lament about why is this just all falling apart around my ears? Why is this suffering happening to these people? Or joy, kind of going, man, this just absolutely makes me feel alive listening to this song, or seeing this photograph, seeing this sunset, experiencing this walk, getting to the top of the cliff, and looking down and seeing stuff. Whatever it is that kind of that thing within you. Maybe that's spirit. Is that something you resonate with, or is it all just as simple as animals? We eat, we make sure that we are secure and safe, and then at some point it's all over, and that's it. And water, this thing of it's cleansing, it's refreshing, it's about renewed life, new life. That maybe if we are in a place where this is we are living with regret, the stuff that we lay down in the laying down bit, that's the water bit, right? That's about we acknowledge this stuff sucks and it hurts and it's horrible and it's not right, and by acknowledging it, seeking that sort of cleansing, and again the fire, the spirit thing, the cleansing, refining fire, but also the water that washes, the blood that I believe kind of Jesus shed on the cross, so that this stuff needn't be the whole story, that there might be a renewing, a hope, an encouragement, a strength to carry on challenging stuff, standing for justice, standing alongside those who are oppressed. That stuff is perhaps the water, the spirit, the fire stuff. And does that resonate with you? Or as long as we've got our bit that keeps us healthy, happy, then other people's stuff the other side of the world, it's got nothing to do with us, right? So we don't have to worry about it. But maybe we're missing out on that bigger picture. Maybe, I don't know. So I'd love to know what you think. That connection with other human beings, perhaps that we'll never meet, but their struggle That maybe there's something in that connection that is part of that life in all its fullness. I don't know. Maybe that makes no sense whatsoever. Maybe it's all just a load of whiffle waffle. But if anything resonates or anything makes you go, no, that's utter cobblers, then fine. Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything particularly. I'm just offering stuff, and it's okay to have different views and to respect each other in that. But I guess I'd love to hear what your views are, and whatever views we come to, the journey that's led us to that, and to respect each other's kind of lived experience as well. But again, it still feels like a way of connecting. And when we do connect, I don't know, there's something that goes on. And yeah, you meet somebody, you hear a bit about their story, and I find that actually then their story, that person stays in your mind. You think about them, you think, I wonder how they're doing. And maybe that's part of this care and connection as well. It's part of this bigger, fuller life that is about the interconnectedness of all creation. Don't know. Is there anything that people bring as and for prayer and offering on this night ritual to the all-parent? Perhaps it is that concern for people's stories you have heard a glimpse of, heard a bit about, but you want to just acknowledge and express your concern or your hopes for that person, for that situation, for those people, whether it's people you know personally, whether it's people on the other side of the world that you've heard about or seen in the news. Yeah, you bring as and for prayer.
Stay with me. Pray for me. Arms open wide, with pierced side. Within defeat, hiding a peace, eternal release. When striving
crown of thorns. For all my scorn, I feel your breath as you love me to death.
So whatever it is that is your hope, your concern for people you care about, for situations in the world, others. If you'd like to, sharing these words together, as we make our offering to the All-Parent for this night.
To the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen.
And now the notices. Okay, the village notice. Apologies again, because last Saturday we should have kind of done stuff in person. We didn't, so we're going to do that on the third Saturday at 3 o'clock in February, which is, no, wrong button. Let me just look at the calendar. So third Saturday, 3 o'clock, that'll be February. That is, it's been a long old month, hasn't it? So that's Saturday the 20th. Yeah. Again, if you kind of check out online, we are currently encouraging people to let us know your favourite metal song. Love to know what your favourite metal song is, and why. I think more importantly, why. What does that song mean to you? What does that song, when you hear it, kind of do to you? Whether it's a lamenting thing, whether it's reminding you of somebody, whether it gives you hope, drive, whatever, watching with somebody. Never love to hear about that, and as part of our work with the Steelers Choristers here in Sheffield, which is in Yorkshire. I know, Hild, yes. Where there is Yorkshire tea, isn't there? Yes, there is. And it's like tea. It is tea, but it's like other tea, isn't it? Yeah, but it's from Yorkshire. I know. It's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, because it's better. Because it's from Yorkshire. Yeah. Anyway, apologies to all those who drink Lancastrian tea. And again, I acknowledge I'm a Lancastrian. I'm a Lancastrian, but I'm okay. I drink my tea and I stay on that side of the Pennines all day. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think, to be fair, it doesn't have to be metal. It can be, I guess, if somebody wants to suggest Cliff Richard, we can have a conversation. Sorry, bit of sick coming into my mouth. Sorry, there's nothing wrong with liking Cliff Richard's music, no. But yeah, no, absolutely, man. And I think, grunge, alternative, it means. I don't know. This just sounds really snobby, doesn't it? I was going to say it's music that's kind of been written from the heart, and that it's sad, and that we can, when someone's expressed that and offered it in a musical way, and you feel that because of how they've written it, something of what their community, and kind of you experience it as well. You know what I mean? Which I think kind of you're describing there, maybe. As opposed to this manufactured nonsense that is just about getting some record producer more money. But that's not to say that ghost-written, co-written by committee, whatever music doesn't mean something to people, because it does. Because maybe you had a great time, to that song with somebody, and maybe you're not in touch with that person anymore, or maybe that person has become part of the cloud of witness. Because they've died. I guess it's music that moves us, man, woman, people. People eater. Or you've got a brand new combine. Yeah, music the music in whatever way. I'd love to know kind of what those things and why. Yeah. And Jeremy, I think kind of musically with the sort of harmonics on the beginning, but those big choruses that Pearl Jam did, and something about Eddie Vedder's voice. Rah, yeah. Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah. And again, some of the simplest songs, or like, I get it. It's just if it, yeah, it's all good. If it gives you a certain feeling, that's all fine, man. Okay, Devil Woman. yeah. So yeah, like, you know, there are certain, I don't know, confession type. You know, there are certain Simon Garfunkel songs, Buddy Holly songs, even. Roy Orbison songs, Little Richard. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that might not be the most complex, heartrending, whatever pieces of composition, but there's something, or because of an association. I spent so much time listening till I got my headphones, to whatever's on the car stereo, and that kind of becomes formative when you're growing up, maybe, and that stays with you, and that's the sort of stuff that I've gone back to. So I think some of this melodic stuff, particularly, and close harmony stuff, which is, I still like that in metal, which is why I like kind of symphonic stuff, or and Leopard of Death, just without harmony stuff, really, it just sounds big and makes me feel like my hair's growing and just opens up stuff when I hear it. So love to know what those songs are for you, and particularly if you want to share. And so what we're trying to do is enable people to share their song, share why it's important, and we're going to get a short list of songs that Still City Choristers are then going to get written up into SATB, so soprano, alto, tenor, bass, kind of choral music, and there's going to be a gig, and we're going to join it. We're going to become a choir, and we're going to sing them together, recognizing that everybody might be able to get physically to Sheffield for that, but there are ways that we can do this. And again, ideally a video about why you like a particular song would be awesome. If that's not your cup of tea, because you don't want to be on video, but you want to share your story, with the story is important. So Kate and I, the road crew, are willing to, more than happy to work with you in a way of allowing you to share that story about why that song means something, which doesn't necessarily mean that you have to sit there doing a piece to your phone camera or whatever, if that's not where you're coming from. Maybe it could be voiced by somebody else. We can work on that, or we can tell it with words and pictures, So we don't want to kind of exclude anybody. Just trying to be creative about the way we can involve your story, your song, to be heard. It's a very good question. I will go away and I will find the answer for next week, because I think we are in the process of getting the songs this year, and I think it's towards the back end of this year, maybe going into next year, that we're looking to do that, looking at their Still City Choristers timetable for that. But so there's quite a lot of kind of preparation and kind of back end work musically to be done. But we'd love to know what your songs are. So if you don't already, if you want to like or follow on facebook.com/Metal Methodist, and the information's there, and feel free to message on that, and we can work with you to put a video together, or maybe video that tells a story, but maybe using pictures you've taken that tell your story, and we can just piece that together into a video, but it doesn't have to be your face on it, you know what I mean? So just a chance for us to be creative together and collaborate and co-produce some stuff, and to share that together, and to come together and just have a good old singing. It's not about how great the noise is, it's about the fact that we made some noise and we were here together. So so there's absolutely no rush. We are, I think, almost like a year leading for this. Yes, Isabel. Yes. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but there's a few songs, and then every now and then it seems like years go by, and then suddenly another song will just kind of just absolutely punch you in the face, and yeah, that gets added to the pantheon. Yeah, thank you for sharing. So there we are. There's some suggestions already. Keep them coming. And until then, so yeah, same time, next place, same time, same place next week, 6 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, let's join together and share how life is, the ups, the downs, but whatever we're going through, wherever we are, whoever we are, however we are not alone, because we connect in this way, and therefore we are part of something bigger, and each of us are seen and valued and known, because you are wonderfully and fearfully made, and the world is a better place because you are in it. And sharing our stories, sharing our songs is a beautiful thing. So until then, my friends, take care and sway with me, Metal Compline. Sway with me, Metal Compline.